Welcome, Leo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot here to give you a general August monthly reading. Again, for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, North Node, and any other placements that believe that this message may provide some information that can be helpful. Again, I'm Regina from Pacific Tarot. I'm a new channel and I welcome gentle feedback as I begin the road of creating a channel that I hope will be of service. What is up for Leo for the month of August? In the first card, we have the Four of Swords, challenged by the Six of Cups. We have the Four of Cups in the goal. We have the Emperor in the foundation, the Eight of Staffs in the past. We have the Eight of Wands in the past. We have the Queen of Wands in the future, the King of Cups in the house for you, the Seven of Jades in the environment, the Seven of Pentacles in the environment, the Seven of Cups in the hopes and wishes, and the Lovers for the likely outcome. Hope you can see that. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Staffs. So this is showing me that you have been through quite a bit. You're pretty exhausted, you're pretty determined, but you've made a tremendous investment. You've put a lot of your heart and soul into whatever you're trying to accomplish. You are depleted to some extent. However, you are more determined than ever because you are so close to your goal. And you are unstoppable at this point. Nines indicate the end of a cycle. So the situation card here begins with the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is a card that tells me, Leo, that you're pulling in. You're retreating to some extent. You're taking a pause from a situation to do a couple of different things. In some ways, you are evaluating what you have accomplished so far. You're recognizing yourself for how far you've come. And you're also seeking to realign yourself with what it is that you actually want to achieve in the situation. So you're taking a respite, and this is part of a healing process. It's sort of a part of a healing process that is in motion, and you are continuing, you are at the foundation of that healing. The Six of Cups is your challenge, is perhaps this retreat, this pulling in, this rest, is as a result of some experience, some revisitation, some return of someone or something from your past. It can be a person or an event, but it can also be a gift or a talent, some resource, some pleasurable happiness or memory that has arisen from your past. So there's a return here, and this return is a part of the balance seeking that even your rest and recuperation is attempting to resolve. So there's a balance here. Something from the past reminds you, reconnects you to an innocence from the past, with a sense of innocence from your past towards your future. In the goals, your beliefs, your strengths is the Four of Cups, the second of four, that indicates again to me a sense of foundation. The Four of Cups is often associated with attempts that you have made, Leo, to accomplish something, and your early steps have not been successful. And as a result, you're feeling a sense of disappointment, a sense of even boredom. because that disappointment has encouraged you or has led you to turn away from something when the gift, the resolution, the completion of this desire is within hand. It's present, it's there for the taking. But because of the disappointments you've experienced and your frustrations with that, you are not seeing the opportunity that is in front of you for completion. So the Four of Cups asks us, as the Four of Swords does, to consider what we have built, what we have gained, and how we have created a firmer emotional foundation from which to proceed forward. The Emperor card is in your foundation house, and this is very much about a sense of mastery and control that comes out of your vast experience. So this Emperor energy is about having lived, having experienced realization, consequences of desires as a result of living through those experiences and having learned the lessons that enable this Emperor energy to proceed very deliberately in a sense of mastery and control over resources, delegation of those resources, and the ability to follow a plan through to its successful conclusion. In the recent past, we have the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is that card of communication, but as opposed to a simple back and forth or a conversation, this is a lot of communication coming through a concerted effort or team. This is a message that's coming to you very pointedly from several different points of view in several different areas. So this is a dialogue rather than a conversation that is encouraging you to move forward, to progress your idea or your plan forward with the input of teammates, peers, or respected others in your circle. In the future is the Queen of Wands, and she is exuding this tremendous sense of power and self-competency and magnetism, creativity, and passion that is moving you forward, not by your physical movement, but by your ability to draw the resources that you need and the people that will complement your plan, your vision toward you. You're able to draw that energy toward you by the strength of your purpose. Your leadership is magnetizing. And in the house that indicates, again, you is the King of Cups. Interesting. Okay. So I'm definitely getting a sense of the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups in a kind of a partnership. This can be a partnership within internal soulmates, your divine masculine and divine feminine joining together in a greater sense of love and purpose, accomplishment, and in a mastery as fire and water. This is very dynamic and really tells me that this is about you and a choices you're making, alternative attempts, alternative paths towards a goal. So in the King of Cups, guys, this aspect of yourself is that person that, unlike the Queen of Staffs, the Queen of Wands, who is bringing resources and people towards her, the King of Cups is able to actually identify the emotions and the needs of others through a sense of detachment, through a sense of being a resource to others. So it's interesting that both yourself as the Queen of Wands and as the King of Cups are able to draw resources toward you. The King of Cups actually is able to be a resource to others and bring his wisdom, her wisdom to others, to share that, to anticipate the needs of others, and be able to provide that detached voice of advisement or wisdom. The Seven of Jades in your environment house, the Seven of Pentacles, is a card that is also clearly about setting out your own boundaries. And this seems to be a universal message that all signs are getting. The ability to stand your own ground, to draw a circle around your space, to identify the areas where you want to invest your time based on an assessment of your own resources and reserves, your own desires, so that you are clear with others about the kinds of relationships that are within your expectation, that you are clearly pushing away that sense of pressure that you may be feeling from others. So this is moving the pressure to fulfill the expectations of others from yourself out of your space. The Seven of Cups, another seven. In your hopes and fears means, it's showing me that you've got a lot of options. You have a lot of choices. There are many directions that are appearing to you as likely or even potentials. They're all potentials, and they're not all for you. They're not even all really options, but there's a part of your fantasy that really sees the illusions, that wants to see some of the possibilities, the unrealistic possibilities. Within those options is buried the obvious choice, the obvious path that may not be a choice at all. However, the Lover's card and the outcome emphasizes that it's always a choice. Even if we're on the right path, being on the right path was a choice. It was one that you, Leo, have made consciously. You're moving towards the integration of two powerful aspects of your environment right now. There's a tremendous passion and a desire to control that passion, to channel that passion into something that can be of benefit to others. I'm going to clarify the Lover's card with the Egyptian deck. This is one of many Egyptian decks. I believe this is a Brotherhood of Light Egyptian deck. And Universe. What does Leo need to know about the Lover's card? There's the Eight of Wands. There's the Four of Swords. And there is the Five of Swords. Interesting. So the Four of Swords is a repeat. So it is also indicating to me that this choice, this decision you're making, is very much about taking responsibility for your own wishes and desires and your own behaviors and actions. You're on a new path, and you are using this time to rest, recuperate, and self-heal throughout the process. You are not moving ahead rapidly. You're moving ahead very deliberately, and you're using this choice to further delve into the sense of identifying what it is you truly want and desire. The Eight of Wands is another repeat. So we have two repeats here. The Eight of Staffs, the Eight of Wands here in both decks, like the Four of Swords is saying, there's a lot of communication available to you. There's a lot of information available to you through your peers, as part of a team, as part of a working environment. as part of a family or a project that you're working on. The Five of Swords indicates that indeed this is arising out of a sense of loss and regret in the past. It's interesting. You have really consciously moved yourself away from this sense of loss and regret and instead are re-establishing your emotional foundation, your intellectual foundation, and you're moving forward, communicating, moving your project forward with the assistance of others as part of a team. That's what I have for you, Leo. Again, this is Regina from Pacific Tarot. I thank you for your presence and would appreciate all of your likes, shares, subscribes, and gentle comments. Until next time, namaste.